Good morning. Welcome to the 14th annual Out of the Darkness Walk benefiting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I'm Jim Payne from West 2 News, and it's my honor and pleasure to be your host again for the 14th time. We have never needed Out of the Darkness Walk more than we do right now, because we have never been more isolated than we are right now. We walk because we care. We walk to remember our loved ones. We walk to support other people. We walk to raise money for this most vital of causes. We walk to let the world know that we all matter. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention funds research aimed to find better and more cost-effective ways to reduce suicide. They advocate at both the state and federal levels for policies that will benefit mental health services and education. And they create the programs for campuses and workplaces and for survivors of suicide loss materials that chapters like ours can share with our communities. This year, we come together online to share in our successes, to encourage each other, to walk in groups or as one, and do what we can to fight and prevent this demon that is suicide. From all of us who help the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, thanks for all that you do, and have a great walk. And I hope to see you at the finish.
Thank you so much, Jim. I'm so glad that we can remain connected through this pandemic, through this online ceremony, whether we're walking at home with our friends and family or coworkers, or gathering together in Baldwin Park in a safe and socially distanced manner. My name is Tara Sullivan Larson, and I'm the Central and Southern Florida Area Director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this unique experience. Each year, the Orange County Corrections Department presents our colors, and Bethany Burnett sings our national anthem, and this year is no different. We're excited to welcome them as they present the colors and sing our country's national anthem.
Word, walk. Left turn, halt. Honor guard, halt. Present, halt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Footwork. Halt.
Hey everyone, my name is Tracy Tracco and I'm the board chair for the Central Florida chapter of AFSP. And on behalf of the entire Central Florida board and all of our volunteers, thank you so much for joining us. Whether it's in person or virtually, we're so grateful for your support of suicide awareness and prevention here in the Orlando area. If you have walked with us before, thank you for coming back this year, even though everything looks different. Unfortunately, deaths by suicide continue in our community and we need to continue this fight. Despite the additional challenges that we all now face, we all have to stick together and keep going. But in addition to our collective fight to end suicide, we're also all here together to lean on one another and to help each other heal. I want you to know that you are not alone. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has a mission to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. Each of you is a part of that mission, not only today, but when you're walking at Baldwin Park or you're in your own neighborhood, but every day. If you've made a donation to AFSP, your gift supports things such as much needed suicide prevention research, legislative advocacy, such as the new 3-digit National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number, 988, which will be fully implemented by the end of 2022. It supports education in our local communities, where people can learn the risk factors and warning signs for suicide, ultimately saving lives. And also programs focused on healing, such as the International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day and Healing Conversations, which brings together people to share their experiences of hope and healing in their own grief journey. I also really encourage you to learn more about Project 2025. It's AFSP's bold goal to reduce the rate of suicide 20% by the year 2025. So we're all here today to raise our voices and start the important conversation that while suicide is a national epidemic in its own right, we also know that it's preventable. And the American Foundation for Suicide and your Central Florida chapter are continuously working to stop suicide. But we couldn't do it without all of you, so thank you so much for being here. We'll be hosting a virtual volunteer one-on-one in the coming months, and we hope that you'll join us to learn more about how you can get involved beyond this walk. So please visit afsp.org/CFL to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I want to take this time to thank our amazing community sponsors. Each year, our community sponsors provide additional funds to make our event possible. Even during these trying times, these sponsors have supported AFSP and our Orlando Out of the Darkness experience. Hear from some of our sponsors in their own words why they walk to fight suicide.
An estimated 400 physicians died by suicide last year, double the rate of the general population.
The rate of depressive disorders among healthcare workers is alarming
and is an issue that spans the medical profession.
Florida Retina Institute proudly supports the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention in prioritizing mental health awareness and suicide prevention.
Speak out or reach out.
Don't let suicide take another life.
Hello, my name is John Crossman, and me and my friends at Crossman Career Builders are honored to sponsor the walk and raising their recognition for suicide prevention, because we are so thankful for all of our veterans and all of our first responders and all that they do to sacrifice to make us safe. And we want them to know that if any of them ever are having some challenges with mental health, there's lots of wonderful resources for them. And should any of them lose a friend or a colleague to suicide, there's also resources for them and knowing how to recover from that. It is a really small way we can try to make an impact to help and honor the service they've given to us and so many others.
Did you know that suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States?
¿Sabía usted que el suicidio es la 10ª causa de muerte en Estados Unidos?
It is also the second leading cause of death for people 10 to 24.
También es la segunda causa principal de muerte entre las personas de 10 a 24 años.
Did you know that suicide is preventable?
¿Sabía que el suicidio se puede prevenir?
At Hispanic Family Counseling, there's nothing more important than saving a life.
En Hispanic Family Counseling no hay nada más importante que salvar una vida.
That is why we support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Por eso apoyamos a la Fundación Americana para la Prevención de Suicidio.
Thank you for joining our fight and saving lives.
Gracias por unirse a nuestra lucha para salvar vidas.
Hi, I'm Nathan Meeks, and Meeks Capital is proud to sponsor the Orlando Out of the Darkness Walk because we understand how much your finances can be tied to your own mental health, and we take pride in having an internal culture to take care of your own mental health. I personally am walking because I have struggled with mental health and anxiety, and I have a family member who struggled with depression and suicide. And I just want people to know that there's always hope.
We would also like to thank our Orlando Out of the Darkness Experience top teams. They are Team Smiley, Team Aaron 2021, Remembering Vets and First Responders, Team Andy Gross, Florida Retina Institute Team Sunshine, Hanover RE, Team Kyle, Team Billy, Rollins Sai for Vicky, and we love you, Jana Buttery. Collectively, we have helped to raise over $120,000, and that's thanks to you. Thank you, Orlando. Now let's talk about one of my favorite parts of the Out of the Darkness events, the honor beads. The honor beads represent our connection to this cause.
I wear orange for the loss of a sibling.
The white is for the loss of our child.
Green is for a personal struggle.
Purple is for losing a relative or friend.
We wear honor beads at the Out of the Darkness walks as a way to pay tribute to a loved one lost, a personal struggle, or a victory.
They come in different colors that represent the many ways that we're all connected to the cause of suicide prevention.
Since suicide so often is hidden and kept in the dark, the honor beads are really special because it's your way to be very open about your loss.
Gold is for losing a parent.
Silver represents the loss of a veteran or a first responder.
Red for losing a spouse or partner.
And teal represents having friends or family that struggle.
When I see other people with the same colored beads as me, it gives me hope that there's a future for all of us.
It's fantastic being here with these people who feel how I feel.
I wear orange, teal, and purple beads.
I wear green and teal beads.
I wear silver and teal beads.
And we all wear blue beads to show we support the cause.
Find your connection at afsp.org/honorbeads.
Smart, determined, and motivated, and deeply loved by friends and family. These are the ways we remember our son Aaron, who died by suicide on June 5th, 2017.
To help us heal and to help others dealing with mental illness, we raise funds for the AFSP.
Hello, my name is Vicki Long, and I am chair of the Orlando Out of the Darkness Walk. I walk in memory of my dad who died by suicide in 2004, and my husband's dad who died in 1961.
I'm Olivia, and I'm the co-chair for the Orlando Out of the Darkness Walk with Mickey. And I walk in memory of my best friend Cassie, who died by suicide in 2009. Suicide awareness and prevention is so crucial during this time. So,
yes, it is very crucial. So please join us.
Now a message from AFSP's CEO, Robert Gebbia.
I'm Bob Gebbia, CEO of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it's an honor for me to welcome you to the Out of the Darkness experience. A heartfelt thanks goes to all of you, our amazing friends and supporters, for participating in this event and for raising awareness and funds for suicide prevention. Now clearly much has changed since last year's Out of the Darkness community walk. It's a challenging time. And on behalf of all of us at AFSP, our thoughts are with you and your families during this pandemic. We hope you are staying safe and healthy. And I can assure you the pandemic has not deterred AFSP from its work. We've adapted our life-saving programs, delivering them virtually, wherever and whenever possible, including Talk Saves Lives, our most used public education program. From the start of the pandemic, AFSP has been a leading voice about caring for one's mental health, using traditional and social media to convey messages about self-care, that physical distancing doesn't mean social isolation, and about staying in treatment or seeking treatment through telemental health. Now we continue to make progress across all areas of our work. Our investment in research has continued with 38 new studies funded since the start of the pandemic. We reached 1 million people during May Mental Health Month with our hashtag #RealConvo campaign. And in June, we launched new Seize the Awkward public service ads to empower teens and young adults to help a friend who is struggling. We held 38 state advocacy days since last fall, and the first ever virtual federal advocacy, where we had 1,400 participants from 50 states contact their members of Congress to support improved crisis services for people in emotional distress. And as an organization, we are speaking out about the inequities in access to mental health care, in particular for communities of color, and we continue to advocate for ending all health care disparities. Our interactive screening program continues to be used in schools and workplaces, giving people a safe and anonymous way to reach out for support. Since the start of the program, we've connected over 180,000 people to help they would not have otherwise sought. And when suicide does occur, AFSP is there to support the families and friends with programs and resources. This year alone, we will host more than 400 International Survivors of Suicide Lost Day events to offer comfort and support. None of this work would be possible without all of you and hundreds of thousands of others. We need you to be involved because our work is more critical than ever. Based on the latest CDC data, the suicide rate in the U.S. continues to trend up. And we are concerned that the isolation and grief and economic impact of the pandemic could contribute to further loss of life from suicide. But we believe an increase in suicide isn't inevitable, and with greater investment in mental health care and suicide prevention now, we can avert any increase and save many lives. Your participation in this event is lifting up those who struggle with thoughts of suicide, and you are remembering loved ones who we've lost, sons and daughters, siblings and parents, spouses, partners, and friends. The involvement of each of you is so critical to our mission of saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide. Everything AFSP is doing is a direct result of your willingness to get involved. I hope you will stay involved. Because of you, we are able to fight for a day when no one will die by suicide. I look forward to seeing you all in person at an event sometime in the future. But until then, thank you and stay safe.
Before we wrap up the 14th annual Orlando Out of the Darkness opening ceremony, we'd like to share an original performance by Dance Out Bullying, followed by the photos that you submitted for our online memory wall, accompanied by a musical performance by Matt Shank. Remember, whether you join us in Baldwin Park for a socially distanced walk or do something on your own, remember, you are not alone. Thank you for helping to bring suicide out of the darkness.
I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. kisses your eyes. When you walk along the beach, be the salt air that kisses your cheek. When you drive with the top roll down, be the wind that blows your hair around. I'll be the sun shower raining down, be the fall leaf that falls to the ground, be the cold breeze on an August day, sun reflecting diamonds that dance on the sea. I will be a part of all that you see, and that you see. When you walk in the garden in springtime, be the sweet smell of the jasmine blooms you pass by.